1 Thessalonians 5:17 says, "Pray without ceasing." Now, most realize this can't be a absolute literal thing, meaning that we're on our knees in prayer before the Lord constantly without doing anything else, for this would be impossible. Thus, most say that this "pray without ceasing" phrase just means to constantly have an attitude of prayer, to have the Lord on our mind, to be prayerfulness in all that we do. And while this isn't a bad thing to do, let me suggest another way of thinking about this text. You see, throughout Scripture, Jesus, the Apostle Paul, even elsewhere in the Old Testament, New Testament, it encourages us to be people of prayer, to see prayer as our ultimate source, even our weapon in which we fight in spiritual warfare. Let me use an analogy that I think will help prove my point. If I told you there's a boxer and this guy trains nonstop, morning, noon, and night. For the last 10 years, that's all he's done is train. You would understand that I don't mean he's literally trained without ceasing, nor that he always has boxing on his mind. Rather, it simply means that there's never been a point in his life in the last 10 years which he has ceased from training. So much like this trainer, praying without ceasing means we always and continually in our life make prayer a priority. And we continue to pray for those people, for those things, for those circumstances that sometimes we have prayed for, but we forget. Sometimes people will say, pray one time, don't pray again, or it shows you doubt. You need to pray in faith. I think Paul is dismissing that notion here. He's dismissing that we just pray one time and then we move on. Pray without ceasing. Continue to pray until that prayer is answered. Then we thank the Lord and we move on to praying for other stuff.